13 horses walk into a bar. One of the horses looks at the guy behind the bar and he's like, "Nay." And the guy behind the bar says, "Mate, I don't speak horse."
What are you on about, man?
No, we've literally started recording.
No, it's
Roll
funny.
the intro!
Welcome back to the first episode of the Podcast Boys podcast.
Yeah. We're going to be discussing different sectors within the music industry today.
Yes.
Speaking of, what sectors did you lot pick? And what job roles are there?
My chosen sector is music production. Music production is the process of creating a song or piece of music from start to finish. It involves composing, arranging sounds and instruments, recording vocals and instruments, editing, mixing and mastering the final mix. Jobs within my sector include a producer, sound engineer, sound designer, mixing engineer, and post-production specialist.
That's cool, man. The sector I chose is promotion in the music industry. Promotion is basically everything that helps people actually find out about new music releases, events, that sort of stuff. Like, you can make an amazing song or plan a sick gig, but if no one knows about it, it's not going anywhere, right, guys?
Yeah.
So yeah, people, no matter how good the piece is, people really need to find out about it, and that's what promotion is for. But yeah, there are loads of different job roles in There are loads of different job roles in promotion.
It's alright, man.
Yeah, my bad.
Time, man.
You've got the promoters of the music itself who plan the advertisement of singles, albums, or artists, as well as event promoters who focus more on selling gigs, tours, festivals, that sort of stuff to those who are interested in pushing it to the right crowd. On top of that, there's PR people who help get artist interviews, blog posts or articles, as well as social media marketers. What about you, Ryan?
My sector is songwriting. A songwriter is simply a musician who writes songs. There aren't necessarily job roles within this sector. It's more of a sector that plays a part within every other sector.
Cool, man.
Although some jobs could include censorship, moderation, and writing.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
man.
Sorry. I chose to represent big label. Labels are companies that support artists in creating, promoting, and distributing music. They manage logistics that many artists can't or don't want to do themselves. Job roles in my sector include marketing, publicity, promotions, legal, and A&R departments.
The next question was, how do our sectors work with the other sectors and jobs within the music industry?
Good question.
My sector is almost used as the foundation that other sectors can stand on. For example, production and songwriting can work hand in hand when creating music. The lyrics of a song can almost guide workers in production to creating an overall sound to match the lyrics and the message. Labels can also contract songwriters to work with numerous artists signed to a specific label, meaning a good relationship with labels creates a better workflow for songwriters. Noah?
That's good stuff, Ryan. My sector is quite reliant on the other sectors of the music industry as well. It doesn't really work on its own. It works closely with artists and songwriters because they create the music that needs promoting, right, guys?
Yes, they do.
So yeah,
Oh, you've always got these
you need the
jokes.
actual you need the actual music, of course. On top of that, it works with managers who help plan when the music is released and how it should be pushed to a wider audience. On the other hand, promotion also works a lot with record labels if an artist is signed, since labels usually pay for promotion and decide how big the campaign is. And when it comes to live music, event promoters work with venues and tour managers to promote gigs. Promotion is kind of the middle part of the industry. It connects the music being made with the audience who's meant to hear it. What about you, James?
Yeah, well, labels act as a sort of like hub for other sectors of the music industry. For instance, labels don't tend to promote shows themselves. They create long-term relationships with major promoters like Live Nation or AEG. and help with tasks like providing. Where are you going?
Just grabbing a drink.
Just grabbing a drink. Casual podcast stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Providing marketing assets, labels also curate and hire producers based on artist needs, genre fit, chart history, or brand image. Labels might also recommend trusted producers to bands, set budgets, approve contracts, and sometimes own the final master recordings. And finally, labels help songwriters by pairing them with artists, approving their contracts and influencing the songwriting process to make more commercially viable songs. Artie?
Well, artist managers would most likely seek out the producer for recording, and the artist/songwriter would be working very closely with said producer during the recording process.
Yeah, fair.
Many producers also form good work relationships with labels, becoming trusted producers, increasing chances of being put out on a new project. Sound engineers would also work closely with the artist, as the artist would most likely want their live sound to be good. Some wise words. Never get on the bad side of a sound tech, because they could ruin your entire
That is
show.
so true.
What the fuck is that? Okay, let's just keep going, guys.
That's mad.
How do your sectors rely on other sectors of the music industry? What are the positive and negative impacts of this?
Yeah, I'll go first. Well, it of course needs good music from artists and producers, money and support from label or managers, sorry about that, and platforms like Spotify, radio, social media platforms and press to reach people. A negative of this high reliance on other sectors is that promotion depends a lot on things like algorithms and budgets. Smaller artists might not get the same opportunities, and if the music isn't strong, promotion can't really fix that. However, when everything works together, artists have that opportunity to grow super fast and reach massive audiences. Promotion really can help new artists get discovered and help events sell out. So promotion is really powerful, but it's also really risky, James.
I don't know why you're addressing that to me, but...
Faster, man.
How do I explain this? Okay. Ryan.
Yeah.
Picture a sandwich. Are you picturing a sandwich?
Yes.
Alright. Now, picture a sandwich with no filling.
So just picture bread.
Yeah.
Sliced?
Do you see the difference?
I do.
You see
Because the other one has no filling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Labels rely heavily on the other sectors of the music industry and really just act as the bread holding it all together. For example, promoters, the lettuce of the music industry, prove whether an artist has demand, influence, the scope of the band, how well they do internationally, and creates the image that allows for a successful tour. Then there's producers, they're the tomato, who labels need in order to deliver competitive radio-ready sound, reduce risk by replicating past success formulas, and keep innovation alive. Finally, a sandwich would be nothing without the meat tying the flavour together. The songwriters. Labels need a constant song supply for multiple artists. Having multiple songwriters increases efficiency and probability of producing a hit song. It also reduces dependence on an artist's personal writing ability. The main negative impact of this is the fact that it only takes one bad ingredient to ruin a sandwich. If the producer doesn't work well with the artist, it can throw off the course of the entire project.
Hell yeah, James.
Well, without artists, producers wouldn't have anything to produce. Sometimes without labels, then, producers would have a harder time finding work, and most often producers assigned to work through labels. Being assigned work through labels can be good, but because it would be steadier as an income stream, therefore being more reliable overall. However, labels are known to be greedy, and no one likes working for a big label. All right?
That's true.
Songwriters rely on many other sectors for the music industry. For example, an artist manager or media may not allow certain lyrics to be added to the song. The effects of this can be considered both positive and negative. This is because it may restrict an artist's creative freedom in his or her songs. A label may restrict creative freedom in order to maintain a clearer image of an artist, and many songwriters rely on producers to keep their creative vision intact while making the song sustainable for mainstream release. Okay, last question, guys. What are the contract types in our sector, and what do they mean for employees?
Oh, we love a good contract. Right. Permanent/staff employment contracts apply to A&R executives, who are basically just talent scouts. Marketing, PR, legal, finance, and operations staff. A permanent employment contract means a stable income, legal protection, and career progression. though also coming with the trade-offs of less creative freedom, being vulnerable to layoffs, and success being tied to company performance. On the other hand, there's artist recording contracts. They apply only to recording artists signed to the label. This gives recording artists a large upfront investment, covers marketing, distribution, and branding support, while also providing industry access and credibility. Though also coming with uncertainty, limited creative control, debt risk, and due to being contractors and not employees, fewer legal protections. Songwriter/publishing contracts apply to professional songwriters. This type of contract offers sync opportunities, a chance to earn revenue through licensing fees and royalties, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Advances and placements with suitable artists. A publishing contract does come with the trade-offs of long-term control over a songwriter's catalogue, delayed income, and less creative freedom. And finally, there's multiple rights deals. A multiple rights deal applies for artists and in rare cases producers. This is when a label takes percentage of touring, merch, and brand deal profits in exchange for a broader support for the artist. This also allows for more upfront and better career support, though coming with the downside of a deep revenue share. Label profit without direct label responsibility and blurred employment boundaries.
That was good.
Nice, man.
RT, what about
My
you?
answer would be contracts can include producer-artist contracts and company-label contracts, both with unique terms for ownership of the product and revenue split. A producer-artist contract means an artist exclusively records with that producer, shares royalties and/or ownership of their songs with that producer, and commits to a long-term development period. This is good for producers, as they get to develop the artist's sound and image, control or co-own master recordings, negotiate deals on the artist's behalf, and have a higher share of royalties. However, a company label contract means that a label finances, owns, markets, and distributes the recordings. This can be good, as the label pays recording and marketing costs, lessening the financial strain on the producer's end, distributes music globally, and coordinates PR, radio, playlists, and promotion. Unfortunately, this also tanks the room for creative freedom and increases risk of an artist being moved onto another producer on follow-up albums.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man. For contract types in promotion sector, contract types in the promotion sector can...
Oh my god!
What was I saying? Oh yeah, contract types, eh? In the promotion sector, contracts can be quite unstable compared to other jobs. A lot of people work freelance, meaning they work on their own time and for their own money, and meaning they get hired per project or campaign, which gives freedom but not much security. There are also short-term contracts, especially for tours, festivals or album releases. However, some people get full-time jobs at record labels, PR agencies or marketing companies, which is more stable, but of course those jobs are pretty competitive. There are also commission-based contracts. Where event promoters get paid based on ticket sales, which can be fairly risky. For employees, this means promotion can be exciting and creative, but also stressful, and networking is really important to stay in work in this sector of the music industry.
Finish it off, Ryan.
I got this, guys. Songwriters most commonly sign an administration agreement. This means the songwriter will maintain 100% owner of the copyright, but hires a publisher to handle administrative tasks. These administrators most commonly take 10 to 20% of gross revenue. Songwriters may also co-sign a publishing deal. This is when the songwriter and publisher split the revenue share, normally 50-50. This is good for a songwriter as they keep partial ownership of their catalogue, have better long-time earnings, and the publisher actively promotes their work for them. Another common type of contract for songwriters is a work for hire agreement. This means the song is legally owned by whoever commissioned it. The writer is paid a flat fee and will not receive future royalties. This type of contract is most common in film and TV, advertising, and corporate. This can be good for a songwriter as it provides guaranteed payment with no waiting and clear transaction, though it comes with a trade-off of no ownership of creative works. No long-term income
and can be offered and can be often underpaid.
That was the last segment, guys. So,
right.
how do we finish it off?
Well, I think it's safe to say that all of our sectors rely heavily on one another.
Yeah, man. A producer without a label would struggle to find as much work as one who does have a contract with a label.
But those producers wouldn't have anything produced if nobody wrote the songs.
And even then, new music would barely stand a chance without the right brand image, promotion, and marketing.
So I guess in the end, all that really makes success in the music industry is good planning, work relationships, care for reading contracts, passion, and love.
Nah, man, it's probably mainly the money.
Yeah.
That's a wrap!